The Londonpreneur Show with Michelle Carter.
Welcome to another episode of The Londonpreneur Show, where I interview a new entrepreneur every Monday and Friday. Today's guest is Jackie Emmons. Welcome, Jackie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So what gets you out of bed in the morning?
Oh my, what gets me out of bed in the morning? I would have to say my dogs.
Oh, how many?
I have two.
What kind?
They are Shepherd Cross and a Lab Cross.
And how early do they wake you up?
Usually around 7 or 8, somewhere in there. Time to get up now, Mom.
That's so cute.
Yes.
So what is it you do?
I do a lot of different things. What I'm focusing on now is sort of an empowerment coaching program for women. Mm-hmm. It's very exciting. I've actually just finished running my first pilot group.
Okay.
So that's really great, and the feedback so far has been wonderful.
So how many's in your pilot group?
4.
4 women at a time?
Yes.
And what kind of
thought that we were going to have 6. I really thought 6 would be the magic number, but then the first group ran, and we had 5 in the first session. And I found that was just a little bit too much because it's very interactive.
Yeah. Okay. And so what kind of things do you do when you start your group or talk about?
Well, it's loosely based on the chakras. So
Okay.
do you understand what the chakras are?
No.
So they're sort of energy centers in the body. Mm-hmm. And the idea, I think it's East Indian. And the idea is that when these centers are running smoothly, the energy in our body is flowing well, and we can tap into different things. So tap into your source, tap into your belief systems, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So the idea is that I've incorporated my sort of left brain world, because I come from accounting originally. Mm-hmm. So the left brain world with this chakra, right brain kind of world, and I've created this program. So we call it Creating Your Life on Purpose.
Okay.
And we talk about things like self-care, joy, fulfillment, loving yourself, finding your beauty, all kinds of wonderful stuff.
And can you take me back? When did you get introduced to the chakras?
Oh boy. That would be probably about 3 years ago, I think. Mm-hmm. At Dr. Laura Gravel.
Yes.
And she has a harmonics of healing that she runs every year. It's like a retreat for women. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of a funny story, because I was really heavily into my accounting world at that point, and I really didn't understand this energy thing. She got really in my face about going. She thought that I needed to be there for some reason, and she just kept asking and asking and asking until I finally went, okay, I'll come. And so I showed up, and that was where I first started to learn about energy work and how these things actually show up in our lives.
It really had an impact on your life?
Oh, it really did. It really did. It changed everything.
Oh, wow. And so when did you decide to start your own business?
Actually, 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I started my bookkeeping business.
Right.
I have a son. He's now 26. I can't believe that.
Oh, no.
But he had some trouble in school.
Okay.
So the long story short is that so I couldn't manage everything. Mm-hmm. And I needed to figure out a way to make a living and sort of meet the needs of the family. And that required that I got kind of creative. So that was the only skill that I had that I thought I could sell. And I learned how to run a bookkeeping business.
For how long?
I'm still running it.
Oh, it's still part-time?
Yeah, it's sort of my day job at this point. Mm-hmm.
And when did you decide to start the second business?
That one has been... It's sort of been a process of the last couple of years, I think. Okay. So we lost my sister in 2012, and that was really the impetus of all of this changing. I kind of woke up and realized that I was very, very unhappy, and I didn't really understand why. So I started to look into and going into some of this energy stuff that I'd been exposed to.
Okay.
Starting to really look at my life and look at what was working and what wasn't working, and why I was happy and why I wasn't happy, and incorporating more laughter into my world and that kind of stuff. And this just sort of developed as this thing went along. I realized actually not very long ago that what I'm doing with these ladies, I call myself a facilitator of change.
Okay.
And what I'm doing with them is something that I've been doing just naturally my whole life. Mm-hmm. So I'll sit with friends and listen to what's happening, and then they'll, say something, or they'll need help with something. And I'll say, well, have you thought about it from this angle or from this perspective? What if you thought about it like this?
Okay.
So it's something that I've been doing my whole life without realizing that I was actually doing anything.
Mm-hmm. It kind of was a natural skill you didn't know you had.
Absolutely.
On another topic, what has been your best marketing strategies for the new business?
So far, it's been mostly word of mouth.
Yeah?
So I get really excited sometimes. And when I do that, I just get out there and start talking about stuff. Most of it has been really just very natural, going out and talking to people and telling them what I'm doing. And then people just start to show interest. And the next thing I know, I've got groups running.
So you haven't really had to use any social media or technology, just word of mouth? And
I do. Actually, I
networking.
do a weekly blog. It's Ingredients to Create a Blissful Life.
Okay.
So that's the blog post that I do each week. And so each week I focus on one word. So things like self-care. Actually, I think this past week was accomplish. So different pieces of our world that we can spend just a little bit of time with. Give my take on what this means in my life. And sort of let people get to know me.
Yeah, a very personal experience.
Yes.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Have you made any mistakes in business that you can help others from
Oh,
learning?
yes. Where should we start? I think the biggest mistake that I would share would be not trusting yourself. So we all know, right? We can all tap into what we know we're good at, but we have fear, or we have insecurities, or just sometimes stepping out into something new that we've never done.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you've really got to trust yourself, because you really do know. It's just a matter of putting things into practice. And, once you've had a little bit of practice, then it all just starts to flow.
Okay. So really having that faith in yourself that you
Yes.
can actually follow through.
Yes, absolutely. And as moms, right? As moms, really it just opens up so much for our kids, because they see us stepping out and doing things that are different, or, and actually succeeding at it, or failing and getting back up and starting again.
Yeah.
They
and
sometimes
learn so
that's
much from
yes.
example.
Absolutely.
So much.
Absolutely.
Any other advice you would give to our listeners and watchers?
I really think that it's important to find a support network. So whoever your people are, it depends on what segment, I think, of the population or the world that you're serving, what types of services you're providing, but find people that understand and speak the same language, and then get them involved in your world in a way that you can go to them and, talk to them about what's happening, or what you need advice with, or if they've tried something, if they've done something, what do I do when this happens?
Yeah, someone's been there before.
Yes. Really important to have those people to go to.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming to the show today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Where can we
Thank you.
find more information about you?
JackieEmmons.com. So
Simple
it's
as that.
just, last name is spelled Emmons. Very simple.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching and listening for this episode. Thank you. A quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Sonia Bento for my hairstyle, Pink Ink for style and makeup, Susan Dinner for the jewelry, as well as Wardrobe by the Street Boutique Canada Fashion Truck. Also, thank you to Nails and Aesthetics by Posh Pedicure Lounge. Also, this episode was produced and brought to you by Iglet Photography and G&A Video Productions. We'll see you and talk to you next time.